Welcome back, everyone. A very exciting first series has just gone down, but now we're coming into what hopefully should be also just as interesting. I'm joined once again by Hugo. It is, of course, going to be LDLC, the team that worked their way all the way through ESL Premier. They caused a stir, they looked good. Obviously, Big Kev Existence is there, dragging them by the heels, trying to get things to work together. And they're going up against the newly formed FaZe that has the addition of Nico. Obviously, that is quite a scary fact. FaZe, obviously, they were so dominant. You added Nico into that lineup, and now things have just looked a whole lot better. What do you got to say about this one?
FaZe obviously on their own gone through a lot of different, kind of roster changes. At least they started with the original kind of aim factor. They had a lot of great individual aimers, but no IGL to kind of carry them through. They didn't really have many results. We then saw, Alu kind of come in. He did very well with the AWP, and then we saw Karrigan, the addition of him previously from Astralis, and he kind of gave the IGL style that allowed them to now be where they are now, right? Very, very consistent results. And then with the addition of Nico, bringing them all the way up to the grand finals of IEM Katowice with only 4 or 5 days practice with him. They've been doing very, very well, obviously, and that's been showing in Pro League as well. So good performance from FaZe. Obviously, LDLC, as you say, came in from Mountain Dew League, Premier, whatever you want to call it, and obviously, only just made it in, but still, they've been really tearing it up so far in Pro League.
It's true, they've had some good results. And guys, if you want to try and get something good on you, why don't you go ahead and pick up one of their jerseys? You can grab them from the store. Obviously, it might not make you play as good, but you might look as good. Almost. That's
more important. Anyway.
It's hard to look as good as Big Kev, obviously. Existence, one of the great in-game leaders and fantastic players actually of Counter-Strike Source in terms of history. He was an amazing player, obviously, in CSGO. Never really reached his peak as a fragger, but was still quite a smart in-game leader. And then all of a sudden, sort of finally the French team was like, you know what, we've had enough. Existence sort of took a drop back. And now with this new lineup, people that have been listening to him, and you can see some of sort of, his ingenuity sprinkled upon them, have definitely started to rise through the ranks and now finally finding themselves once again in Pro League. It's cool to see Existence there. It just depends. Do you feel like this is a roster that potentially can do a lot of damage? Obviously, bringing players over from the older LDLC white lineup that definitely was sort of spoke about as kind of the upcoming French talent. He's finally got them together along with Alex as well, so they've been causing a stir.
Yeah, I feel like they have such a great, fragging factor. We have Twanu as well on the roster, who's a really good AWPer as well, a player to look out for on the LDLC side, so definitely someone that we got to keep our eye on in this match. But we're going straight into Nuke. Okay, Twanu, just as I talk about him, he's going to open things up. Nico, there is a new Nico here, and it's Twanu. Got to get one tapped out of the server. Entries onto the A site, though, from Alu and Rain, and already this round is falling apart from LDLC. They had a great start, but apparently not going to be good enough. FaZe have got the openers, they've got the bomb down, and it's in a 2-on-3 post-plant retake.
Yep, this is where things start to get a little bit sour. Rain actually executed by Existence himself. Maniac, a follow-up prag upon Alu, leaving just Karrigan left. In-game leader up against Maniac, trying to take him down. Will he have the drop on him? Peeks the angle, spots him out. Still chasing as he just toys with Maniac right now. Time ticking away. He doesn't have that all-important kit as well, so things have to start to happen fast. Still just playing with him as they play Ring Around the Rosies. The peak will now come out from Karrigan as well. Maniac unable to connect the shots. Basically just has to commit or get out of there at this point as the ship has sailed. Karrigan will take the fight once more. Still, he eventually finds the frag, but it's far too late at that point. LDLC unable to get the opening round on their CT half as well. Coming into this, Nuke being that opening map, it's always awesome to see because teams of Existence they've always had a lot of strategy and a lot of thought process over on Nukes. It's been one of his favourite maps in sort of both iteration of Counter-Strike that he's played into a very high pedigree. So it's going to be interesting to see what they actually bring to the table. Obviously, the last time we saw them play Nuke, I believe they also had a very effective affair. Meanwhile, FaZe, a team that just has so much talent in that roster. As long as you were saying Karrigan, the ex-Astralis man, the in-game leader that was also a huge powerhouse in terms of his fire potential. This should be an interesting matchup, but obviously, FaZe, you've just got to wonder how hard they're going to come in here. Yeah,
that's the thing. The good thing about this series as well, which wasn't in the previous series, is that both these maps are good for both of the teams. They have a similar map pool in the center. LDLC's map pool isn't as big, but they both have Nuke and Overpass in it, which is good to see. So going into this series, there's a very good chance that we could be seeing a very, very close affair, even with FaZe being good overdogs into this one. But we're into the second round. The opening kill has come out, but it is after retaliation, after we see Maniac take things down onto Alu. So a 4-on-4 in play. FaZe have control of the B site. There's Alex falls down in here and Toxic are just on the outside of the doors, and they aren't going to check it. They run right past. He drops the bomb. He needs to check to his right angle. There's a player up on the silo. Alex, he still gets it. The UK has been saved as he drops a second player here. The bomb is still in his control, but Nico's causing havoc over on the B site with 2 kills of his own. Oh, look at the burst onto Alex. The pistol going to be pulled out. He's chasing Existence, hunting him like a dog, and Nico does it. He steps up for FaZe, and 4 kills is going to pick up them the second round.
Wow, great individual skill coming out from Nico. What we wanted to see, you know, those moments of individual brilliance that made him that #1 player that everyone always spoke about. He is the star fragger. He's your one-man army in your lineup. But the scary factor is as well, 4 casualties were taken for FaZe in that matchup. You know, into that round, LDLC did a great job of utilizing just their prowess and being able to pick one up. You've got to worry, obviously, FaZe. They need to start to lock these rounds down a lot better, as they can't afford to have casualties like that into the full buy rounds.
Not at all. That's really going to hurt the economy. But the MAC-10 should at least retrieve something back into their favour, as they're up against full pistols here. A risky buy, considering LDLC could have invested into this one, knowing FaZe's economy would be weak. But even so, they're going to get lucky at least with the MAC-10s, getting these kills, racking up that $600 kill bonus as well, and not allowing LDLC to pick up any guns. That's going to be important. If FaZe Clan can keep all 5 players alive, then they can go for that bonus round and fight up with these MAC-10s up against rifles, which is definitely doable if you take it into close range engagements like Ramp, for example. But let's just see if LDLC can get any kills. So far, it's proving to be unsuccessful. The round is not over just yet. Alex does get one. There's a quick kill with the Deagle. Peeks in for more, but Rain trades and will go double as well. Gets himself 2. FaZe have got 3 rounds in a row, and now we see the buy from LDLC. No AWP in play, though.
Yeah, not enough cash to actually don that weapon, and that's going to be a shame as well, as Twanu station him towards the outside area, getting play over by Garage. He is going to be so huge at actually slowing them down if they want to try and take that outside control. Obviously, that's the thing as well. As soon as you have that range advantage when you have weapons in your back pocket, you want to try and gain that outside control. Nuke is a map where outside is essentially the mid of other maps. You gain your outside control, slip your way down, you can either take your assault towards the A bomb site, or go down secret, lock down towards that below site as well. Early aggression coming out towards the A-bomb site, though. Kiyoshima through the vent drop as he finds his way in very easily. His teammates now taking that control towards outside as well. The CTs are going to be a little bit confused here. Station up towards ramp. Twanu has to try and ward them off. There's potential for a huge backstab to come out, though, if he's not aware of this situation. Nico as well, getting the opener towards outside, eliminating missed out. Twanu fires back with 1 frag of his own, hungry to try and double it up, but it cannot go that way.
Nice openers. FaZe have made their way down in towards B, but there's still Maniac in position to try and stop them here in towards the back of the door. The smoke does go out. He can't peek around through it, though. If he wants to go for a risky play, he needs to do it now, but the bomb is already down. He finally peeks out, but Karrigan, he's got his gun back in his hands, and he's alive and kicking. Takes the kill onto Maniac, retrieves the rifle as well in existence. He's still smoked off. Does push through it, but a bit too ballsy without a flashbang there to help him. Karrigan's going to drop him for his 2nd so far, and while Alex will spray into the smoke, that's going to give away his position, and with not enough ammo in his mag, Karrigan will triple it down. It's 3 kills to the man himself, and FaZe a 4th round on the board, forcing LDLC back into an eco.
Yep, completely busting their way through their economy, leaving them with nothing really to work with. A horrible situation to be in. Alu as well, smart play, keep that MAC-10 in your hands, and now you can just rack up an abundance of cash on what should be a very simple round. They have the range advantage as well, so they can try and just take a slow round into this, allow Alu to be a bit more of a scout, station him somewhere, hope he can rack up a ridiculous amount of money. If he dies, it doesn't really matter too much. Taking that outside control as well, complementing the range advantage they have with the rifles in their hands as they slowly work their way through. Could this Deagle reign supreme? Actually, Twanu will kick it off as he executes Alu. No bonus cash for you, he says, as he does one better as well. Another headshot comes through as he takes down Karrigan. Nico and Rain, though, start to fire themselves up as they connect these AK shots, leaving just Maniac and Alex left. Maniac, Deagle reigns supreme, though, as he executes Nico.
2v2. FaZe Clan do still have that outside control, but Alex worming himself in, the snake in the grass coming in from behind. If he can execute one quick player and take this into a 2-on-1, there's such a good potential for LDLC to not only pick up this round, but also screw over the economy of FaZe on this eco, and he does come in from the back, sprays away, not going to be able to connect enough though. He's down to 22, but he will be hounded by Maniac, pushing in from the CT spawn. They have him cornered, that's great, but that's going to allow Kiyoshima to wrap himself in to at least support his teammate, and he will do so. Alex has been dropped, they've given up their prime opportunity to get themselves back into the round, but Maniac does drop Rain. Still no gun, has been picked up, he's left on the Deagle, but he hears the footsteps. Kyo grabs himself the bomb, and he can just back off safely, playing this one in towards the site for the plant, but that will allow Maniac to wrap him back round, get himself a gun to play with, and for Kiyoshima to drop it in down towards the B site. Maniac has to be fast on this one. He doesn't have a kit to play with, but he is going to know exactly where Kyo is.
Playing from the vents as he slowly brushes his way around. Kiyoshima, though, had the drop on him, clears the angle. Sure, he gets knocked down to 10 HP, but he finds a simple frag as they work their way through. So much money in their bank already now as they've just been dominating round after round. LDLC on a 5-loss deficit. The buy will come out. Finally, they have enough money to complement Twanu. He can get that AWP out, and this is where things need to change now. Aggression has to be displayed a little bit. LDLC have to switch up their playstyle to try and get an opener on the board. Twanu can be the man to change things single-handedly, though. So effective with a weapon, so aggressive as well as he plays towards outside. Let's see if he can actually land some of these shots. Nico will be the one trying to take the fight towards him. Twanu just holding the angle right now, hoping the peak will come in. as he slowly clears upper as well. Looking around, meanwhile missed out over towards the A-bomb site. He's just able to tear his way through everyone that comes his way. No chance for you to push through Squeaky right now. Alex as well doing work. And just falls onto Nico. Sure, he tries to take that outside control, but he's taken too long. He's been left on his lonesome, and Twanu should be the one to put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, if he can peek in the right timing, Nico has his knife out as well. Does switch back to the AK-47, but while he does have the time on his hands, he's not going to have the knowledge, and Twanu will just be holding the angle. It's LDLC to finally get themselves on the board, and it's long overdue as well. 2 ecos, they brought it down to a 1-on-1. So good stuff, at least in terms of damage, hurting FaZe Clan's economy, but finally they're going to make it work with a round. But this is where FaZe Clan definitely buy up, right? Because now they have the potential to get a reset on the board. If they can pick up this one round, it would force LDLC into eco, or at least a low buy at that. So loss bonus is not going to be, you know, a longer standing here for the CT side. And we will be seeing a plentiful buy on the FaZe Clan side. Only 1 UMP on Carrigan, not really much of a limiting factor as we see full nades come out on the majority of the players. And the AWP back in the hands of Alu as well. He's not going to spot out Twanu outside though, just peeking in towards the main position, switching up his angle at least. So FaZe Clan smoking outside, however not committing fully with it. They do have the silo control, but still very good potential. They could go and burst in towards this A site with the support from the main control, as these players do push themselves and wrap in outside. But look at Twanu.
Taking the aggressive angle. Really does catch them off guard, especially when you get the bomb given to you as a present as well, as he gets the opening frag upon Kiyoshima, clearing all his angles now as well. The drop down comes in, Carrigan, as he glides from above. The agility on display as they start to overwhelm and claim the A-bomb site existence. So fantastic headshot comes through, but it's short-lived. Only 1 kill will go his way. The backstab from Maniac though into the backline as he tears his way through, opting to stick with his M4 as well. Tries to get a follow-up kill, will do so upon Carrigan, but unfortunately Nico was in such a prime time position, had the drop, and was able to get another kill.
Yeah, and that's the money as well for LDLC, really beaten down. They can still afford a buy here, luckily, just due to all those kills that they got on the ecos, right? If they didn't get all those eco kills, they wouldn't have been able to fully invest into this one, but it's going to be their last one, and it's a low one at that. No utility aside from a Misto, and obviously no kit or AWP back in play for Twanu. FaZe Clan in the driving seat so far, but Alu, he's still sticking with a rifle for the time being. They should be expecting what kind of buy is coming up from LDLC just due to the damage that they've done. I think the utility usage on the CT side is going to make it far more obvious as well, as Molotovs rain over towards the A site in Squeaky and in Hut. Going to delay FaZe Clan from pushing in aggressively, but look at the aggressive push on the CT side. Flashes go in, they're going to be up close and personal. Maniac looking for the kill, but Alu takes him down. Twanu spraying, 2 for him. That's massive. He needs to back off though. He's so low, and he could be hounded here as Kiyoshima. He's looking for that frag. In the meantime, Existence pushes up just on the back. And while he doesn't have bomb control, if Kiyoshima tries to back in, it's very unlikely he'll expect this position.
It's true. Bit of an awkward off angle as they just hold their ground though. Still a minute left to play with Nico. A lot of this round relies on him. He has to try and create some space. The peek come through, though. Existence connection headshot upon Kiyoshima, taking him down. Nico trying to retaliate as he fires out this flurry of bullets, hoping that he can get the frag upon the CT, create these 1v1s to try to close out the round as there's 50 seconds left to play with. Grabs the bomb, sure, but still has to do so much more into the round. Goes back towards Hunt, trying to peek the angle. This widened peak, making it a little bit easier, and to take the fight, the headshot comes through as well. Dispatches Existence, and it's just Twanu left, but he's at a different bomb site.
Going to be making his way up the ladder, but that's the worst place to get caught out from. And Nico, classic again, his second clutch of the map. We're only 8 rounds in, he's already on fire, going 10-4 right now. This is the style that we expect. We were hoping that when he moved into FaZe Clan, he wouldn't kind of be overshadowed by the aimers that he had on his team. Obviously, he performed phenomenally on Mouse, but people were expecting that because his team weren't really on the same level as him. But he's still continuing this star performance despite being on a team of great individual prowess. Players like Rain, players like Alu, and consistent players like Kiyoshima, all ready to frag, but Nico is still above and beyond. A double Mac 10 buy into this one. LDLC only with pistols, and these SMGs are going to be rounding up a lot of cash here for the T side as they storm on into the A site.
Molotov goes up there towards Crows, trying to burn these CTs out of position before they even try and get into position. Alex will kick things off though as he finds the shot onto Alu, taking him down with that P250. It's going to be short-lived at this point though, as the bomb's down, they're in good afterplants. Surely they can't really achieve too much. They flood their way in, they're just going in towards the meat grinder. Kiyoshima to try and dispatch them with a Mac 10, racking up cash galore as he tears his way through 2 members. Goes back for the third as well now, as he just wants to try and take the fight. Nico just hammering away with that AK, hoping to find a frag up upon Twanu. Doesn't really want to allow them to save those weapons. Twanu obviously has grabbed that Mac 10, so they are trying to quite aggressively take him down, but it's more so Misdown they need to worry about. He's the one that has gotten away with the Kalashnikov, hiding in T-spawn. Surely they don't find him here, and that will help out LDLC into the following round.
Indeed it will. Not enough though. FaZe Clan really are in the driving seat. This is so dominant. We went into this match going, okay, it's a good map for both teams. Obviously, this isn't you know, overpass is going to be better, at least for LDLC. This map they're currently 2-2 on, with wins also in EPL against, I think, Hellraisers and Miles. Miles currently at the top of the scoreboard, at least in EPL, so doing well in that regard. But still, it's not a bad map by any means for LDLC out of their small map pool. So looking into this one, this should have been one that they could at least contest on. But so far, considering it's very CT-sided and FaZe are 8-1 up, it's looking very, very good for the T side. Yeah,
FaZe have been able to tear their way through. Obviously on the T side, they've been looking good. Just essentially being able to get the picks very easily, even those late round scenarios as well. It's just more individual skill that's been displayed. And there is a lot of talent over on the LDLC lineup, but it's just a lot younger and hasn't been nurtured as much as you see coming out with the side of FaZe. They know they can perform well. They know they're superstars, and you can see that just in their confidence, the plays they're going for.
Yeah, and as well, we haven't really seen that AWP as well on Twanu. He's constantly the person that you want to watch out for. If he has that AWP in his hands, he can single-handedly turn around rounds, much like any good AWPer can, okay? So the fact that he's only picked up the AWP once so far this match, because of FaZe just battling down the economy, it's really difficult. And now looking at the money as well, no one has even enough to drop it over to him, let alone him even going for a glass cannon. He's $100 short, so they won't even be able to bring it up into the next round. This is just so difficult here. If you don't have the AWP on your star AWPer, you're going to be limited.
It's true, and that's the thing. Outside control usually is that heavy point of contention as well, but really it's only kind of been Nico just going for a lurk towards outside and toying with Twanu. We've seen more aggression with just burst plays towards the A bomb site and then ramp control, where they've just had no answer to it. They have been overwhelmed more so than anything. They're just walking their way in. We haven't even really seen sort of standard nuke play coming out on that T side of FaZe. There's been no site takes towards upper. We've seen no use of skylights. Nothing really utilized in terms of aiding them get these takes. It literally has just been raw confidence and just excelling when it comes to these 1v1 fights.
But that's what FaZe is, right? Just a lot of insane aimers packed together in a team with a great IGL and a great AWPer. You know, what else do you need? As we see, again, another storming battle over towards the A site. They want to bring the hurt, but this time Alex denies them. Existent follows up as well onto Alu, and 3 kills already in the way of the CT side. The confidence has flipped back over, and Maniac, he's looking in for more as he pushes up towards the ramp, hounding him from behind. There's 2 players remaining. Misto finds another, and Rain going to be the last man standing. He does refrag onto Misto and drops in towards the B site, where he can get that bomb plant to give FaZe a little bit more cash to work with, but it's still a 1v4, looking undoable.
It's true. Maybe this pause has paid off for them. Rain, last man left standing, will be overpowered as well. Maniac there is going to find the frag, goes to the AK. Defuse comes in. 2 rounds on the board now for LDLC. Finally, they've been able to get something else to work with on their CT side, but they still need so much more, as there's only that potential, if things do align and they get the best case scenario, to have a 7-8 half. They still need to just try and achieve as many rounds as possible at this point, as they are not in a good situation. The economy is taking a little bit of a hit for FaZe, but an easy buy will still be coming out for them. Nothing really to write home about, as they will invest every last dime into this one.
No AWP on the T side either, but not too much of an issue, I don't think. Still potential for a reset. And LDLC, let's see if they can make Twanu do some damage here as he pushes in towards a ramp. This time a different position here with the AWP as he posts up, but there's no one there on the T side to fight him. In the meantime, FaZe are putting a lot of aggression towards outside, and Rain just bursting with his AK, going to take down 2 quick players. It's almost like his anti-eco, Jackie, because he is just entering like crazy. Alex does refrag over on the A site, and he has a lot of players to deal with as they start funneling in towards his position. He's getting peeked through 2 at once, but he still takes a quick kill. He needs to flick back round. He does! Alex is going big, and he's looking for more, but Karrigan eventually going to trade him out towards the back of the site. It's all on Maniac, a 1v2 ahead, and the bomb is just going down for FaZe Clan.
Maniac making a slow approach towards the bomb site. He's always left in these awkward situations where you think finally he might be able to close something out, but Maniac unable to do anything. Once again picked off. Alex going absolutely huge here though on this replay as he just teared his way through. Fantastic frags coming out. And this is what we need from LDLC, just these moments of brilliance. If a couple more players start to pop off, then they have a chance. Right now though, it's just kind of a one-man fight. It's essentially only really been Alex and Twanu that have been doing too much at all.
Yeah, and Alu's back on the AWP as well here for the T side. LDLC trying to force things up as obviously economy does get reset again from FaZe Clan. 2nd time this map so far. So at least going for this AWP may be able to surprise them, but Twanu, he's going to get surprised himself. Picks off Kiyoshima as he exits through Squeaky. Gets shot in the face as Nico chases outside. Alu as well, looking for the kill, does manage to land it. And this is just turning into such a one-sided affair in the favour of FaZe Clan. Again, 2 pistols and an M4, not looking good for LDLC. They need to get into good positions now, and Alu wrapping in through the heavens. It may be good for Maniac. He is up close, and Alu, oh, I think he just spotted him there. That flash goes in perfectly. Alu looking for him. He knows he's there, and he's going to get the kill. He needs to check upper, and he will, but Alex takes him down as Nico gets the refrag onto Misto over in main. It's all onto Alex once again. He had a great performance, but this time he's going to need a 4K.
Alex making his approach down towards that B-bomb site. Smokes go through the trail, ward him off. Looks like he might actually go for the play through it. They're not aware. Karrigan holding the angle. Easy kill as he just rips his way into him. FaZe instantly bouncing back. The damage done as well to the economy of LDLC is horrific, leaving them around 2.3k at the most money they possibly have over on Alex there. Really, really awkward stuff. The Mat 10 coming out once more. This time Kiyoshima with the one trying to get that bonus ball, trying to tear his way for everyone in front of him. Looking like FaZe are going to go on to at least have an 11-round half on their T side.
Yeah, and it's just showing how well FaZe are reading this. In the previous round, after resetting, they didn't go for this Mac 10 because they knew that the force was going to come through from LDLC. And now going into this round, they know they're going to eco. They're always on top of the economy. They know what's happening. And it's not like FaZe need money right now. It's more of a just kind of a safe option, right? This Mac 10 is so good. Not only is it good at making money, it's also good at getting frags against anti-eco players. So right now, FaZe are just dominating. And Rain and Alu, they are going to continue said performance. Alex and Maniac dropped early on, and Alu looking for a second as well. He's going to land it onto Existence. Just Twanu and Misto left alive here for the LDLC side. And FaZe Clan again taking this control of the A site. We're going to be seeing these two players left on the retake. Misto over towards Heaven, and Twanu, he's stuck outside, already being chased down by Nico.
Being hunted at this point. Kiyoshima as well, if he finds out Mistel, there will be an easy frag for him to pick up. Karrigan over towards outside has now become aware of their positions as he gets these sick headshots, just tapping away with the AK. Easy stuff as Karrigan comes out to play.
This is just horrible. This is really hard to see for LDLC. Such an unfortunate matchup because FaZe Clan are just so good at, you know, just taking aim battles, right? Just every single aim battle they're going to win, and when you can't afford this AWP to at least switch things up, the couple of times we've seen him pull it in, he's been getting a couple of opening kills, but he's always traded very quick from FaZe Clan, so which is really good team play at least, and really good setups to allow this trade potential. So going into this one, again, rifles across the board for LDLC, but the utility going to be extremely stinted, as well as a lack of kits. Maybe holding them back to this regard, but they've got to buy up. They can't afford to eco anymore because it's already 11-2, and they've got 2 rounds left of the half to try and make something happen here on the CT side. And again, this is the favoured side for those wondering, so not exactly going well for them, but let's see how this works. Existence is pushed up outside early on. Got mostly passive positioning from the LDLC team, but FaZe Clan are going to be angled very well to hold off onto this one. They know the buy's coming in. There's no reason throwing it away when they could have a fairly simple 13-2 half, so they're just playing passive, aside from Nico, who's just one-tapping Existence outside.
So easy for Nico as he just roams around the map, getting these openers consistently. And they have no way of stopping him. It looks like they're getting toyed with at this point as the push does start to once again unfold towards the A-bomb site. Missed out with the opener upon Rain. Kiyoshima with a fire back. Kiyoshima does one better as well as he doubles it up. Maniac raining hellfire from above though. He's in the elevated angle, has the back of his teammate Twanu as well, who has finally punished Kiyoshima. Karrigan also going to fall now, just leaving Nico, the star fragger, the one-man army to try and close it out. Gets the opening headshot upon Maniac. That's 2 headshots into this round. Will he find the third, get the hat trick and close this one down? Getting another round on the board for FaZe Clan. Can Twanu beat him down as the approach comes through? You can see him biding his time. Peek comes in towards the A-bomb site. Head pops up, struggling to connect it. Twanu actually overpowers him as well. This man didn't need an AWP as he's comfortable with that M4. Rattles him down, punishes Nico, and gets the third round on the board for LDLC. A lifeline, because at this point, it's even still possible, but if FaZe get that opening pistol round in the second half, LDLC will basically be game over.
Yeah, but it's not all just all aim, no brain from Nico. You could see he was so aware of the position up towards Heaven where Twanu could have been situated. He was bait peeking it for so long, and the fact that Twanu was just not peeking was just lucky timing from the LDLC player. So really, Nico knew what was up there. It's just getting unfortunate with the aim not going his way. But let's see if LDLC can at least close this out with 4 rounds as we go into the last one of the half. Maniac over towards Ramp, situated alone as a lot of players will rush into his crosshairs. 2 for 1 is going to be good for the CT side, but can they convert it? It seems like to be the case as Misto follows up. Existence towards B, drops a bomb, respray, and there we go. Alu gets taken down. Nice control there. It's LDLC to finally pull it back for a 4th round, but let's see what happens in the second half after the break.
Welcome back, everyone. Obviously, we just had a short break there in between that first half. A first half that essentially was just the FaZe show. There was nothing going on for LDLC.
Or the Nico show.
Yeah, it's true. Single-handedly, just towards outside, he was able to get so much map control and just shut down anyone that tried to really counter them and gain map control. There was nothing going on for them there. And FaZe just dominantly worked their way through. Luckily, we saw a couple of moments of individual brilliance coming out there. Obviously, Existence towards the end, getting a couple of frags to close down the final round, giving them a 4-11 scoreline, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, and even Alex as well doing very, very well individually, being able to hold down the bomb sites. We saw that second round force buy that he did to at least secure them around. But other than that, really just, as you said, a dominant performance from FaZe. And I think it's very likely it's going to continue. Again, LDLC, pistol potential. They can pick that one up on the T side. They can get the ball rolling, pick up those 3 rounds for free, hopefully. Assuming FaZe don't eco them, which is also a likely possibility. We know what some of these pistol players are like. For example, Nico with a deal, need I say more. So, yeah, I mean, assuming they pick up the pistol, definitely a road to come back.
It's scary though, because obviously talking about pistol players, you're looking at FaZe, they have an abundance of impact fraggers coming into this. You're not surprised if really FaZe just lock it down immediately, get that opening pistol round on the board, and those 3 rounds, essentially they only need 1 rifle round to close it out.
Exactly. I don't see LDLC coming back from this one. I'm expecting FaZe to close it out, but obviously this is one of FaZe's better maps, right? You've got to look at this, and it's kind of snuck up on us. FaZe have been doing very, very well over on Nuke, and it's kind of one that you expect them to do well now, seeing their recent performances. So yeah, it's looking good, but obviously that was T-side. That was where you can control the pace, where you couldn't decide if you want to go fast and aggressive. Now we switch over to CT side. While obviously there are chances to get aggressive over on the CT side, it's still less kind of your choice. It's more the terrorists that control the pace of the game. So it's the CTs having to hold more passively. Maybe that will favour LDLC in the sense that the aimers will be, you know, now having to hold angles rather than chase down players, and Pika's advantage is no longer going to be a thing. It's
true. Nico not really able to backstab as much as possible. There definitely is potential for some cool stuff to come out. We're going to have to wait and see if that is going to be the case. Obviously, this first pistol round is the main point of talking, as it's so vital for LDLC to get this on the board. If they achieve this, they start to get themselves a bit of a lifeline. They can rack up a couple of rounds. Meanwhile, FaZe Clan, they lock it down here. That's when it will quickly be taken away from them, and the entire game could be shut down. Carrigan as well with the contact play will be working his way through towards Radio, struggling to get the opening frags though. Existence actually taking him down. Nade rolls in off the back of Alo though, trying to litter some damage across, but Twanu looking on point with his pistol as he picks off one player. There's Rain though with a retaliation play. Nico as well, naughty stuff towards that B-bomb site as he picks people off as they flood their way down though. Get up below him, so the awkward angle, he can't really fire down accurately. He gets picked off. Rain has arrived, but still has to do so much more.
1v2 here. They could easily back off towards that A side as well with the position of the bomb if it makes its way towards the door. And I think Rain's realised that he's actually backed off. Existence is still in towards B. He had the potential to rotate, but he's not done so just yet. He could easily just get this bomb down behind the silo, and that's a safe option as well. You can get that post plant for 2 positions, but Rain just runs back in for another. He takes down Alex, looking for a final kill just to close out this round. A 4th headshot is all he needs, but Existence takes him down. Rain still committing to the peak despite reloading, maybe just for information there. And LDLC, 5 rounds, we said it, they needed that pistol round. I think you could see from the scoreline, and they are going to do it. But can these Deagles and these forces reign supreme from FaZe? It's looking possible.
It's true. Getting that opening pistol round is absolutely huge, but the scary factor is the deco comes out for FaZe Clan, and that is always a really, really horrific sight. You look at it and you realise, hey, they might not have any money to play with, but they can still definitely pick up this round, as they just have so much potential when they have these Deagles in play. Let's see if that is going to come into effect, though. Unfortunately, not for Nico, the man that's usually the star player with the weapon. Gets taken down by Existence. Maniac as well, going to be slaying Carrigan. Alu struggling to wield his one, but he does get 2 frags in the end, taking down Maniac and Twanu over towards ramp. Rain arriving on the scene as well, as he just pelts the trigger, trying to cause some kind of effect, hoping he can ward off the T's that are battling their way down ramp, but he's struggling to beat them. Really cannot correct this, as he eventually gets picked off as well. Kirishima with a sneaky peek upon Mistal, but blinded by the smoke, unable to find the frag. Repeak from Vent as well, surely gets taken down here.
Yeah, you'd assume so with so many players hunting him as well. It's going to be difficult, but if he can get any kind of damage onto the side of LDLC, that would be positive, because if you keep 3 players alive, you build up your bank. But if you only keep 2 or less, you lose cash. So Keo, 1 quick kill. AK going to be grabbed, but Existence does trade. And LDLC, 6 rounds in at this point. Good. They only keep 2 players alive, but that's good considering FaZe Clan are very effective with the Deagles. Fact of the matter is, Nico went down early on, removing one of the key players for this CT side. But actually, looking at the scoreboard, Rain is doing phenomenally as well. He's 18 and 11, above Nico. That's the thing about FaZe. They have all these players that can individually step up, and you can't just look at one player and go, oh, he is going to be the top fragger, because it can change every single map.
True, 7 assists on him as well, doing a great job of aiding his teammates and some of the kills they've been able to pick up throughout the game. Kiyoshima on the aggression will try and cash off the T's that are holding their angles though. Luckily, Maniac aware of this, just holding above Hut with the backup of Mistal. They're able to get these easy frags. Rain though, another one going his way as he dispatches Twanu so easily there, leaving them in a 4 versus 4 into this matchup.
This is doable here for the CT side, but the issue is a USP is not going to be as well equipped on Nico. He's going to have an issue with that one. He will get chased from Alex. Now the A site is under control of LDLC. A good play from them just to quickly push out onto the site while FaZe Clan were out of position. They knew that Rain was towards ramp. They knew that there was a player outside, so at least hitting towards A when there's only a max of 2, if that. There was only 1, and now there's none. Maniac goes big, finishes off the final players, and LDLC 7 rounds to 11 here. We are going to be seeing FaZe go into their buy. No AWP going to be found on Alu, but they've got the rifles to work with, and this is where they can make it work. This is where they can keep this streak going for the side of LDLC. While they don't have an AWP to play against, they have an AWP to play with. So good potential for them to actually start to bring it back here on the unfavoured side.
The buy's coming out as well. Twanu back once again on the AWP. It's going to be interesting to see if he can get some sick openers into this. Karrigan once again trying to defend ramp as the push comes through. Alex with the potential opener actually isn't going to go his way as he gets torn to shreds by this UMP. The SMG reigning supreme as Karrigan just glides his way around. Meanwhile, his teammates as well tearing their way through the backline of LDLC, eliminating anyone that they could find, leaving them in a 4 versus 3 very early into this round. Not a great situation to be in. Mistal and Maniac as well have been tagged fairly heavily. Maniac below 50 HP, Mistal sitting there on 59. Neither of them looking too healthy at this point.
But if they can equalise things back up to a 3-on-3, it could be doable. That is still a hard task to do, but with the position of Mistal pushed up towards ramp, he's got a good angle to at least exploit something. It could easily split into another site, but the issue is with all the players in the same position, it's still fairly difficult for LDLC. They haven't really got split potential right now. They will just be walking down in towards B where Karrigan remains. The windows aren't broken as well, so he has a bit of an element of surprise here that they may not expect as he repositions back in towards the corner of the radio room, waiting for them to walk past. And this is great as well because it allows them to get towards a site, but once they've committed to the actual site and they're exposed in the open, he takes a kill. He doesn't allow them to peek and jiggle peek and back off. He makes them actually commit to the battle, and that's going to be at least a free kill for him, you'd assume. Maniac going to walk past. Nice entry, though. He just turns back on, takes down Karrigan. Bomb should be going down. The Molotov event to deny any kind of rotation, but Rain comes in from the back to drop Twanu. Maniac still alive and kicking into the face of Rain with a refrag. It's a 2-on-2 now, and FaZe have to retake this with no kit.
Sick stuff from Maniac coming out as he tears his way through. Absolutely dominant. 2K on the board, hungry for more as well. Mistal, what can he actually achieve as he plays from over by Dark? Maniac trying to complement him as well up on rafters. Maniac still doing work as he tears his way through everyone. Kiyoshima will find the headshot in the end, but Mistal's position hasn't been given away just yet as he plays underneath Dark. Going to tuck him behind the boxes as well. If Kiyoshima doesn't clear this, this should be an easy frag for Mistal, which it will be. And LDLC on their T-half starting to look like they have a lot left in them.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, they only keep 1 player alive, but they take out a full buy from FaZe aside from the lack of the AWP, and that will force them into an eco or a quasi situation once again. The loss bonus is going to be maxed out now, so they can actually invest down to 1.5k at very most, preferably down to 2k, though, so they can allow some utility, obviously, being on the CT side. And LDLC, full AK buy into this one. They know what they're up against. They're actually not going to go for any kind of money burners because they know the potential of FaZe actually forcing up, and bringing in a Mac 10 against such great Deagle players is so difficult. But maybe bringing in an AK isn't going to be successful either as Nico just spams away. Damage onto existence. We will see a repeat from Alexo taking the position of his teammate for the kill. And now 2 entries. Team LDLC going to be splitting onto this A site. It'll be very, very easy for them to take control.
Yes, they barrage their way through. Mistal just tearing his way through everyone in front of him. 9 rounds on the board now as well for LDLC as they start to look fairly dominant. They've actually got some wind underneath their wings. Not the result we actually expected to come through. We didn't really count LDLC out, but we thought they didn't have much of a chance to get this back into the game this quickly. Alu, though, the AWP coming out, glass cannon, you've got to see if that will come back to negatively affect him throughout this round. There is that potential.
Yeah, FaZe Clan need to get back into this one, because if they allow LDLC to pick this up, it will be another eco for the CT side, and then that'll be 11-11, more than likely. So very, very important here for the CT side to actually pick up this one so they don't allow the lead to turn around. But look at the flank. Existence just runs outside. They don't even expect him. Takes down Ali straight away. Nico trades for 2, and Keo repositions as well. He's going to run right past him inside of the lobby as well. Even if they get control of the A site, he's going to be in such a great pincer spot. Mistao now alive and alone as Karrigan comes in from the heavens to finish him off. And that was such a weird round. Existence just gets all the way into main without anyone spotting him. Alu's too focused over towards Squeaky, and he gets shot in the back. But at least Nico is there to pick up the pieces. It's FaZe Clan to finally make their style over on the CT side. Their first round on the board.
Great way to kick it off as they work their way through. Looking mean. Trying to keep the other team keen as they bring their A game. But LDLC at this point, they need to try and bounce back immediately. Obviously, you have the AWP on Tuanu, a lot of utility left to play over as well. Keep up that level of aggression they were displaying before, that confident style of CS, as it seemed to be working up against FaZe. Maniac with the opener as well, taking down Alu. That is a great way to kick the round off, really leaves them in a bit of a deficit. Karrigan also looking fairly low at this point. Still a lot of potential left in this round for LDLC. Rain trying to defend over from Garage, taking hits left, right and center. Forced to try and fall back as they just overwhelm him. Surely that should be another kill going the way of LDLC very shortly.
Very likely. Rain just isolated. Alex almost spotted him there, but still we have Existence pushed up, and with the flashbang, Rain is going to be so cornered here. Nico and Keo, though, somehow they pick up the pieces, a kill each. Tuanu going to trade onto Karrigan, and Rain's still caught outside. He may be able to catch that Existence. He spots a Molotov. He knows where he's coming from, but they're not going to be pushing him. Alex is still just above him. He just needs to peek a little bit more. If he wants to spot out his head, he will finally commit to it, and he doesn't even see him. Rain finally walks, but Alex will spot him as he moves himself into the open. Nico repositions towards main. Gets himself a better angle. This is a great headshot position. Tuanu may not expect it, but he has the AWP. Going to be clearing the angle methodically as Nico just holds for the push. He knows that they're splitting in towards the A site. They're having control coming in as well. And Keo is in position to at least support his teammate if in case he does fall to his demise. It's a slow round so far from Team LDLC, but it's made clear what they want to do. And Nico does drop the split. Tuanu's dead. 2 players coming in from heaven. Now they know where he is, but they don't know Kiyoshima is also in the wings, waiting for the peak. Existence will fall, and Alex now has a 1v2 with 15 seconds left. Is there even time for him to get the B plant?
So far away, I don't think he's actually got time to brush his way on site. It's going to be so close, especially if he even slightly gets delayed by the CTs arriving on the site. That's all they have to do. They find the easy frag as well. Alex, unfortunately, going to get picked off. He barely would have made it, but there's still no chance when Nico's there, warding you back, stopping you from making your approach upon the bomb site. And it just looks unfortunate as these frags coming in thick and fast. But a pause has come in just at the last second there. LDLC will be going for a bit of a tactical one. They want to try and work out what exactly has gone wrong and try and fix it as they started to look back on point. Yeah,
it's weird as well. They pick up the first 5 rounds, very good stuff, and then FaZe Clan suddenly come in. And now we see, because FaZe Clan had such a dominant first half, they only need to pick up 2 to be very, very close to closing out the map. So LDLC have got to start to be worried at least, because they know it's 13-9, and now they're going for this bye. They need to win this one, because if they lose this, it's 14-9 and they're on eco. So that's either a forced bye to try and contest the 15th, or to allow FaZe to actually get to map point, which is very dangerous in and of itself. So yeah, this is the buy. If they don't win this one, FaZe Clan are going to be looking very, very good to close out this first map.
It's true. It's quite scary as well, because that's the thing, getting themselves in that 13th round already. LDLC, they still need so much more to bring to the table. They're getting rounds here and there, and they are actually linking them together, but they just don't have much breathing room. That's the thing. Sure, if they were sort of in a slightly altered scoreline, say with FaZe only having around 10 on the board, or even just 11 at that point, they would have been able to play a little bit more loose style of Counter-Strike, but they can't actually adapt too much. They're not able to try anything different because they don't have the breathing room to run the risk. It has to be a win every time.
Exactly. And a UMP on either side this time. LDLC just sending Existence outside with his AK to try and hunt for anything, but again, they've got to be careful. The potential of an AWP is in play for FaZe, but it doesn't even matter because Nico is just dominating. 1 quick kill, make that almost 2. His missiles now put down to 1 HP. The nade will make it 2 as that goes flying in. Dunks right onto him as 2 remain for LDLC, and that pause clearly has done nothing because despite them not even being able to execute, they're just getting picked off 1 by 1. Existence and Maniac now both dead too.
Getting picked off there. Really awkward stuff as Nico connects that headshot, taking them down. Obviously, they went for the pause. They wanted to try and do something different if possible, something that would reinvigorate them, allow them to get around on the board, get their 10th claimed, but unfortunately, all they did was give away another round to FaZe. Now, 14 rounds on the board, looking absolutely unstoppable. LDLC, they've got some measly Tech 9s, they've got 2 UMPs to play with, and a abundance of nades that are mixed mashed together, but what can they actually achieve? Can they even really find another round on the board at this point?
It's not looking likely, but let's have a look. Kiyoshima spamming on early. Maniac's going to get tagged down, and we talked about the CT aggression, about FaZe, how they like to control the pace of the game, how they like to control the engagements, and they are doing so by pushing into these positions. Keo again flashed in. There's 2, there's 3, and Keo, classic, as he pulls out the pistol to go for another one. It's Alex to try and contest, but it's only going to be resulting in his demise. Existence eventually picks one up too, but look at the health. 40 combined for these two players. It's going to be so difficult. 30, sorry. Quick maths on the spot, not going well, but it's going to be Existence to drop towards ramp. Karrigan finds him, and Alex looking for the trade. It doesn't look possible. Karrigan's just hungry for this kill. He knows what he's up against, and he's going to be able to just dominate it. Headshot comes in, 15 rounds for FaZe Clan, and one more till the victory.
One away from closing things out. And LDLC, it's not even like they have a lifeline in terms of their economy as well. They're pretty much lacklusterly broken at this point. 3.6k is the most they have over on Alex. Everyone else sitting there over around 3k, and it's just not good enough. The buy will come in a little bit better in terms of utility than what I actually expected, but 2 players without rifles. There's going to be 2 SMGs in play as well. Alex, the only one with an AK. He's going to need to go fairly huge to actually get a couple of openers to help out his teammates into this round. It'll be interesting to see what they bring to the table here, as this could be good night for them over on the first map.
Indeed. Again, there is still overpass for them to have some bit of retribution, but they'd be liking to get this first map if they could in their pocket. However, FaZe Clan obviously going to be the overdogs into this one. As you can see, LDLC situated in towards lobby. The majority of their players here. FaZe again putting some hate in towards this squeaky door. They have so much control. They always open that up or nade it out, and then we just see FaZe Clan just holding it. You typically see CTs playing so passive towards that position, not wanting to get picked off, but Nico is the complete opposite. He holds it on the CT side. He allows them to peek because he knows he can win that fight. But let's see if he can do it again as these players fast push out of the hut here as Kiyoshima above, raining in death from above as Rain picks up 3 quick kills there with the M4. It's all onto Existence, and frankly, it's over. Nico holds it from the second vent, and the CTs are going to pick it up. It's FaZe to win the map, 16 rounds to 9.
Wow. I mean, that is just crazy stuff there. They pick it up so easily. It just looked like there was nothing left at that point. What can you do? LDLC, they tried their hardest. You can see them really putting their all into that. They had a bit of a momentarily comeback over on that second half, but it was so short-lived, and FaZe, as soon as they got that energy behind them once again, just looked dominant, and there was no answers there.
That's the thing, right? Because obviously as soon as LDLC got back into the map, they got 5 rounds in a row. FaZe eventually are going to have the money for the AWP, and then they're going to have all the money for the nades, for everything, and all it takes is one big individual performance. We talk about this a lot, at least in CS. There's so much potential for one player just to go big and completely flip over the script, and in FaZe, having all those aimers put together, there's more chance that you're going to have that big individual performance that we saw, at least to flip the script and take it back into the favour of FaZe, and that's exactly what we saw. It's
true. Those star plays coming out. Why don't we have a look at some of those replays as well of just the impact frags that we saw going through? I know Kiyoshima had a couple to his name, Nico especially towards that first half. We saw a few moments of greatness from LDLC where it looked like, yeah, they've got the firepower, they have that potential to close it out, but every time it was just short-lived. It never really went the whole hog, which was such a shame to see, as there was a lot of potential shown there. 9 rounds on the board up against FaZe, definitely not the worst result, but still, you think there could have been more.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's so unfortunate when you go on the first half and you get completely ramsacked, right? So going into the second half, you're not going to have as much confidence. If maybe they started on the other half, they could have had something different. But putting FaZe on the T side against underdogs, what do you expect? They're going to bring the fight. We saw the aggression from FaZe just rushing outside every round. Nico, even when they were going for slow, calculated rounds, Nico would just be pushing up, getting kills, and just dominating. So really, when you have FaZe on the T side, on a map that they love to play, what do you expect?
It's true. That dominant style where, it's their playground at that point. They're just going to roam around. They'll take the fights because they feel confident they're going to win them. And confidence is a big factor as well. As we saw a few moments where actually it seemed like there was that sort of momentarily of, right, we can take the fight, we'll go for it. Whereas a lot of those rounds, it was just sort of slow decision-making from LDLC, where it seemed like Existence didn't want to allow them off the leash too much, was worried that overconfidence could come back to bite them, whereas FaZe, they were just swanning around taking whatever fights they wanted to, seeming very carefree in their style of play.
Definitely, and I mean, going into the second map as well on Overpass, I expect to see a little bit more for LDLC in terms of rounds. I feel like this is the one they could really make a mark on. Nuke, they're okay at, but it's never really been a top map for them, whereas moving to Overpass, this is one of their better maps, one of the maps they want to be playing. So I'd like to hopefully see them have a little bit more effect onto FaZe, but again, you really can't predict too much because FaZe are that dominant team. They have been doing very well, and with the addition of Nico and all the practice and time they've been putting into this roster, I'm expecting a 2-0.
It's true. So there is that 2-0 potential coming out, but you never know. There is always these moments with LDLC start to step things up. We're going to